puppy coat. Watch me fly, I want a puppy coat. I wanted it yesterday, I want eternal Dalmatian.
Douglas, thank you so much for talking to Showcase. We're very excited to be chatting to you.
My pleasure.
Because I absolutely love this musical. Why did you decide to write a musical on this beloved classic?
The producers who'd bought the rights to 101 for the stage asked me if I'd write 3 songs. So I was filming, I think, at the time in somewhere like Budapest. And so I was in my hotel, I borrowed a guitar, I had a little keyboard, and I wrote the 3 songs more or less that night out of sheer excitement. Sydnie Harris came in as the original sort of adapter of the book, and she started writing a whole play, and then she gave that to me, and I just sort of ruined that and turned it into songs, and it's been a sort of world of dogs ever since, really.
101 to be precise.
Yes, exactly.
101.
Yeah.
They're very, very catchy songs. Does that just come naturally to you? Is that part of the process? Is that the key when you're composing music for music?
No, I don't. Well, it depends what the subject matter is, I think. I love the idea that people can get a song and by the end of the evening, they can have it in their head, and then the next morning they're washing up or something, and then you kind of go, take me home, please, and you have some part of it. So it was deliberately that you would try and find these little earworms that, you know, that were very melodic. And also, I think, a family musical. I mean, my favorite musicals are things like Oliver, Jungle Book, you know, My Fair Lady, these great family pieces, and they're slightly old-fashioned. And as 101 is, in a way, it's sort of set in a sort of nebulous period. You know, you can't really set it bang up to date. So there's something sort of nostalgic and romantic about it. So yeah, I wanted the dogs to have their own themes and Cruella to have her own theme. So there's sort of 2 worlds of music. One is very strident, operatic, you know, full-on arias, and the other is kind of woof songs and great kind of, you know, yeah, I don't know, but all that. And the lyrics, of course, have been just a joy, all the kind, trying to find out you know, I'll make no bones about that, things like that, or, you know, I'm on the tail of so there are all these little kind of fun things inside it all the time.
Would you mind giving us a little snippet, please?
Oh my goodness.
101.
101. 101.
I want
Whatever you think, there'll always be room for a heart to expand. Life is a TARDIS, life gets bigger, life's an elastic band. 101. Everybody's welcome. 101. Everybody's welcome. 101. You gotta marry 101. 101. 101. 101. 101.
I'm a little bit disappointed that there's no puppy here today.
No. Well, the puppy is at the theatre.
So there is a puppy on stage then?
Well, I'm not really supposed to give that up, I don't think. It's certainly the 101th, as it's called in the novel, is very, very real. And the others are kind of these magical puppets, the ability to bring these things to life. And we do have 101 dogs on stage at a certain point. And at the end, there is a little chap who has the biggest dressing room and probably the biggest fee, and gets walked many times in the day, and is about this big, and that sort of breaks your heart at the end. But really, I shouldn't have given that away, but it's
Too late, Douglas.
Too sweet to, yeah, I think the secret's out.
What's it like as a composer, and having written the lyrics, to see it brought to life on stage for the first time? That must be something pretty special.
Yeah, it's really moving. I think it's I often weep when there's 30 of them singing, and they're all in harmony, and they're all giving their hearts to it. You know, it's quite, it's just an incredible privilege. I mean, I sit sort of tutoring away in my little studio, and then I add like different harmonies, and then I work with an orchestrator and the musical supervisor, and we're all sort of suggesting things, and then suddenly they've all learnt it. And it's, you know, yeah, it's very, very, very touching.
Douglas, you are such a versatile, award-winning actor that I can't talk to you without mentioning your huge achievements throughout your career to date. An Olivier and a Tony Award winner, no less.
Yeah.
I did also want to talk about your films, because you've been in some fantastic films. Joker alongside Joaquin Phoenix, Robin Hood, Russell Crowe. What's the transition like from theatre to these massive films?
Yeah, it's well, I tend to always kind of want to be doing whatever I'm not doing really. So if I'm in a film, I'm thinking, why can't I just be playing the piano, and in control of what I'm doing, rather than waiting for Joaquin Phoenix to, like nervously to turn up. But I think it was a kind of interesting process, that film. He never came out of character really. So I didn't really get to meet him other than as Joker.
One small thing.
Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
I mean, a lot of actors, I think, stay, if you're doing an unusual accent or if you're doing someone who's a little bit away from you, people sort of stay, they have that character on simmer. But I think he was really, I didn't really ever see him, he would just arrive and he was in costume and ready and kind of talking to himself and totally immersed in it. And then he and the director would go off and he would call him by the name of the character after, and then he would come back in and play it, and he never really dropped it, which is exhausting and, I mean, serious. And I was, yes, very impressed.
And Robin Hood alongside Russell Crowe?
Yes, same thing, really. Yeah, that was there. I don't know. Yeah, there was a sort of funny moment in that where a lot of film actors, whisper. They never, they always speak like that. Whatever they say. And I arrived kind of talking like this and went, "My lord, Robert of Loxborough." So he went, "I think you can just come on." Pardon? So I gradually, I kind of went, "Oh, and now I will cross over the river and I'll get to you." And then I suddenly realized how we were all talking like that, as if we were in a movie. And that's a certain kind of acting.
That's brilliant.
You must understand the bond of love between a father and his son. My father abandoned me to the world of men when I was 6 years old. I know little of the love between father and son.
Douglas, it's been such a pleasure. You're an incredibly talented man, and thank you very much for talking to us here on Showcase.
Thank you very much.